So growing up in the 90s, it was very uncool to play Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, only nerds did, right? And if you were a nerd in the 90s, it was an awful experience. I mean, not so much for me because I didn't really give a shit, you know, and I had a social life beyond that was outside of that. I had music. I had a large group of friends that, you know, we were kind of the typical 90s idiots. What it meant is I didn't have anyone to play with because there were a lot of people worried about being ridiculed, worried about being bullied, all because of something they enjoyed doing, which is absolutely stupid. And so I didn't get to play nearly as much as I wanted to when I was a teenager. Really, I would have been playing, you know, once a week at least. Just because I've always been into fantasy. I write fantasy, I read fantasy, I love fantasy movies, I love folklore, I love mythology. Everything that could touch the realm of fantasy, I've always been into. Now, I get into science fiction, but not as much. I think I played second edition and then nothing for a long period of time. Let's fast forward to 2015. My wife is teaching. Some of her students are getting together and they're playing and they're, you know, going all out. They're making costumes and they're getting into character and all this stuff. So she gets really excited. She's like, oh, I want to try this. It looks like it's fun. So I put a group together, including some old friends, and we start playing, and she hated it. She's played with me a total of maybe 3 or 4 times, and she just doesn't get into it. I kept with it. I've been playing ever since, at times in multiple groups. I run D&D, I play D&D, I paint miniatures, you know, I make terrain, I do all of it. And this is probably going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I think today, September 2nd, 2025, right now is the best Dungeons & Dragons has ever been. In tabletop role-playing in general. Tabletop gaming, period, in general, I would say. You think of all the skirmish games that have come out, the tactical games that have come out, the different RPGs, you know, Stranger Things, and you have Critical Role, and you have all these other things that are, you know, showing kids having fun playing Dungeons and Dragons. Because of that, there are so many more resources out there. There's so many more groups, so many more stores that you can go to and have fun, meet other people that want to play. There's a jet flying right above. I don't know if you can hear that. I live about 5-6 miles from an Air Force base, so it's a pretty common occurrence. We'll let them pass. Like I have any choice in the matter. The importance of the game, well, let's face it, it is just a game. In itself, it is not very important. It's as important as a game of checkers or chess, right? It's only going to give you what you put into it, just like anything else in life. What it allows people to do, it allows them to break into a healthy social life. It helps them be more empathetic. It helps them expand what they know. And I know that sounds like a bold claim, but really think about it. You are playing a game where it allows you to be anyone or anything you want. I know there's limits, but really there isn't, because mechanics are mechanics, but you can throw whatever flavor you want on top of them. I have 2 friends, and this is just a bit of an example. When I first met them, they were awkward, shy. We're not necessarily great at talking to random people or making new friends or anything like that. A well-rounded social life may not have been as accessible to them, or at least easily accessible to them. In the last decade, or it's really been about 7 years of them playing, I've watched them grow so much into incredible people. We all keep a little bit of our shyness, but they really have come out of their shells. They've really expanded themselves quite a bit, and I'm proud of them for that. But it was this tool that gave them access that allowed them to tap into themselves and pull that part of them out. I think it's important. I think it's important for us to be able to empathize with each other. I think it's important for us to be able to interact and play through different scenarios that we would never experience in our lives, or explore political topics or philosophical topics. Some people just need that ability to act things out and have a vessel that can portray parts of themselves that they're too afraid to let out themselves. Now, I know I'm starting to get a little rambly here, and I apologize. Having the ability to have a group of friends that you can go sit down once a week, once a month, whatever it is, not talk about work, not talk about the stuff in the news. And I get this is a luxury. I'm not saying it's not, but we all need it. We all need to be able to unplug. And having a group of people that you can do that with, and then you create a bond with those people, and you let them in on stuff that you might not let your other friends in on, because you're projecting into a character you created. It's a fantasy. It's a figment of your imagination. So that person could be the suave guy that always knows what to say, or they could be that survivalist that always knows the right thing to do. Having that group of friends, it gives you a place to unwind. It gives you a group of friends that you can count on, and it gives you something at the end of the day that you can look forward to, knowing that no matter how shit the week has been, this 3 or 4 hours is going to wipe it all away for even just a little fraction of time. Where we are now that we're able to do that, and we can do it without ridicule, there's still going to be bullies. There's always going to be bullies out there that are going to pick on people that are vulnerable. And the biggest problem is they're not even original anymore, right? They're all Carlos Mencias running around stealing jokes that have been around for 30, 40 years. This video is probably a little weird, but I'm weird. Thank you for watching, and I will see you sometime in the future.